Welcome to Thrive, Transformative Strategies for the New Year, the CLA virtual conference poised to redefine your approach to success. Today, we unite under the banner of innovation, ready to forge new paths in personal and professional growth. Each speaker today brings unique insights to propel us forward. Get ready to explore innovative strategies that will enhance your growth journey in 2024.
What is personal branding? Again, the question is, what is personal branding? Right now, if I'm in a room of 50 to 25 or even 100 individuals, and whenever I ask that question, surprisingly or not, I get 50 to 100 different answers. Okay, so this is the question that I'm posing to every single one of you. And then let's see if your answer is in alignment with what I'm going to share with you. Again, what's your personal branding? I say it's your unique message to the world. It shows who you are and what you are all about. For example, we're right here at the CLA conference. I'm so excited. We have 25 dynamic speakers, and we have at least 100 plus people on the virtual conference. And again, if I asked that question, we would get many different perspectives. So it's so crucial that in today's market, especially if you're an author, if you're an aspiring author, or if you've been in business for a while and you're struggling, we can pretty much identify that there's something going on with your messaging. So again, personal branding, it's your unique message to the world. You have one. You just may or may not be clear on what it is. And today we're going to dive into a few things. We're going to help you identify what that is. I'm going to show you three quick, simple, believe it or not, questions that you can ask yourself and go, wow, okay, I get it. So these are three core elements we're going to ask you. I'm going to give you some examples, and then we're going to show you, once you get this message, where do you deliver it? So this is awesome. So we're talking about, for authors and speakers 2024, right? How and where do you deliver this? Also, that you can create greater impact, greater influence, and at the end of the day, it's greater income, right? Because that is important. So I'm really excited, again, to dive into this. So now that you have what the answer is, okay, you're looking at it, it's in alignment. Let's share what, for example, Jose Escobar, right? He's the CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. So Jose, what's his core message? Well, he brings connected global leaders together to create greater impact. Amen. What a beautiful servant leader he is. We all can't speak enough about him. This is the reason why we're joined here today in this collaborative effort. And once you're very clear on who you are and what your message is to the world, guess what? Now you can work and play well with others, right? Because a lot of us just don't play well with others. And it's because we are not very clear on our respective mission. All right. So I'm grateful that you've all now have gotten clear on what that looks like for you, right? So we're going to go ahead and dive right into this. So now you're a business person, you're an entrepreneur, you're a speaker, you want to write a book, right? Personal branding is important. How you're showing up, how people are going to perceive you. Now, let me give you some other examples of personal branding before we dive into the three questions. So you've got folks like, love them or hate them, Donald Trump, right? Love them or hate them, the Kim Kardashians, right? We know where they stand. We know who they are. They have a global presence, global impact, right? Because they're clear about their messaging. So here it is for you. I want you to get clear. Make sure you have a pen. You're ready to go. And it's simple as this may sound. What makes you special? First question. Number two, what do you love? What are you good at? Now, Vince Lombardi, one of the most winningest coach in football history, head coach of the Green Bay Packers, he would start off this season with elite players, and he would say, gentlemen, this is a football. Now imagine, right? He's got the top athletes in the world. And here he is telling them that this is a football. Why is that? Because you got to start with the fundamentals. In the game of football and in sports, NBA, any championship game, rarely do you ever see anyone winning with fancy moves behind the back and all this stuff. While that does happen, it's rarely what wins game on a continuous basis or what makes a champion. And the same thing with your personal brand. You want to be successful. You want to impact people. Amen? That's what you want to do. That's what I want to do. But we've got to start with the fundamental of answering the question, what makes you special? What do you love? What are you good at? This is the core elements of building a brand. Because what we said earlier, what is personal branding? It's your unique message to the world. It's what shows who you are and what you are all about. So I am excited that you're taking this journey with me, that we're here. And now that we're getting some clarity about what personal branding is, let's go ahead and give you some more examples about folks that are leveraging personal branding, especially in 2024 and in the past. So let's just take you back a little bit with history. Mahatma Gandhi. You've never met him. I've never met him. But guess what? He has a brand. When you move close to the screen, okay, I'm getting some stuff here. So when with Mahatma Gandhi, we know who he is through history. What did he stand for? He stood for peace, for justice. Make sense? So think about this for a moment. His brand, while he didn't call it that, that's what he stood for. That's his unique message to the world. It's outlived him. Think about this. It's outlived him. Let's take someone here in the US. We're in the month of February, so let's honor Martin Luther King. We knew what Martin Luther King stood for, right? We all as children, and I'm getting goosebumps just beginning to talk about it when he stood at the Capitol in Washington and he talked about I have a dream speech. We know what that did. Not only the speech, but we know his legacy, we know his brand. We can go on and on through history, and you and I understand this, right? So again, what's your unique message to the world, which means how you're showing up, and that's what you have to get clear on, especially as a business owner, especially in the time now that we are now in 2024, where there's artificial intelligence, right? There's social media, there's podcasts, there's so many elements, and everyone nowadays is a coach. Can we agree? I mean, you can't get on social media without someone saying, I'm a coach, I'm a wellness coach. And then if you punch in wellness coach in Google, you're going to get 1.5 million, if not more. You punch in pastors, there's many of them. Where am I going with this? It's so important that you identify your unique selling proposition, right? Who you are. And that only starts by you and I getting clear on who we are and what we offer in the world. So I think I pretty much beat that horse, right? So now let's take it, bring it forth. My wife, her name is Emilio Roman. While she supports what we do here at the Author Millionaire Academy and the Co-Author Network, which we help authors and speakers, right, produce their books and get them on stages. Now, my wife doesn't really have a heart or passion for doing this. Since she was 8 years old, she was in the kitchen. Her dad had her in the kitchen with her grandma, right? And my wife's Italian, by the way, and I'm Puerto Rican. So it makes for an interesting household. Amen? We're pretty loud. You can hear me like, man, that guy's loud. Yeah, we're pretty loud in our household. So, oh my God. Amen. So here we are. And when my wife, Daniela, is in the kitchen, she lights up. She literally lights up. That's what makes her special. That's what she loves. That's what she's good at. So while we're at events and we're giving out awards, we're passing out books, it's not really what really gets her all excited. So Daniela Delicious Delights is her company. And she just recently started that because I wanted her to be all in with me. But I had to be honest. We had to have the conversation, and she's like, cooking is where it's at for me. See, so now she's branded herself. See, I gave you some historical figures, right? But bringing it to modern day, you too have a brand, but it all starts with your messaging, right? So we got clear with her branding. We got clear with her messaging, who is her avatar. So important that you understand these elements in your messaging. Really excited here with what is going on. So Danielle Roman, again with Danielle Delicious Delights, she's doing amazing things in her space, serving and helping other entrepreneurs. So she's built a brand around those three questions. What makes her special? What does she love? And what are you good at? So if you're a struggling author, you're a struggling speaker right now, and you just can't wrap your head around, you're throwing more money at advertisement. You're probably throwing it to the wrong audience, right? So this is what getting clear on your messaging. It allows you to identify your ideal client, dream client. So for example, another example, I'm here right now. I'm on this stage, this virtual stage. This here is going to be transcribed into a book. This is what I'm told. If you can see me now, I am wearing my shirt, the Author Millionaire Academy. I'm representing my brand everywhere I go. Second point, behind me, though you can't see it if you're reading this, but I have a banner behind me. And I have things that, again, that illustrate who I am and what I represent. I support authors and speakers, and that's it. Can I work with left-handed plumbers? Sure. But I only work currently with authors who are left-handed plumbers or aspiring authors that are left-handed plumbers that want to write a book and want to get on more stages. See, that's the power of clarity. So now when someone comes to me and says, hey, Emilio, I can help your business with marketing. And I go, because I'm clear, I see that they're working with, they're working with corporations, a lot of big corporations. I'm like, this doesn't fit my messaging. That's not who I'm going after. Now, if it's, my ideal client, and by the way, you want to know where they eat, sleep, and Jose says I can't give any expletives, but you can inject your own, right? When you know where your clients eat, sleep, and insert your own, you are clear. You have at least 95% of your marketing is done. But that only comes about with having clarity with your personal brand. Now, I've had the good fortune to be trained by the world's best in personal branding. I'm in my 50s today. And what I've learned from Zig Ziglar when I met him at 21, the late Zig Ziglar, what I've learned from Tony Robbins, what I've learned from Grant Cardone, and all these names which some of you may be familiar with. And just in the last 2 years, I've become obsessed with personal branding. I've become obsessed. Now, let me just share with you why this is important to be working in the space that lights you up. In my former past life, I used to be a personal trainer. I have a degree in health and exercise science. I've had the good fortune to work with some celebrities. I used to work for the mayor's office of health and fitness in Philadelphia. I opened up gyms. I started gyms. I was really involved in that space. Guess what? I got burnt out, right? Anyone out there can relate? You get burnt out. By the way, there's a Spanish proverb that says, a wise man changes his mind, a fool never. It's okay if what you've been doing for the last 5 or 15 years, it doesn't light you up anymore, right? Ask yourself these same 3 questions. What makes me special today? What do I love? What am I good at? And that's what I had to do, right? Bringing it here to the subject at hand today. I love celebrating authors. I wrote a book and I felt so inadequate that I had it in my computer for 5 years, because I got left back in first grade, because I didn't know how to communicate my message without stuttering. So I felt so inadequate. Think about it. I felt so inadequate. And it wasn't until I had a moment with God, and this is why you'll see me inject God in everything. And anytime anyone does not allow me to do that, whether for a speaking engagement, I say no, thank you, because I'd rather walk away and just know that for me, it's important that you inject your personality. it's important that you whatever that faith is for you, that's represented in your brand. So don't settle, don't compromise. I promise you, you will do better. God will continue to bless you, whatever your spiritual flavor is. But just understand, personal branding is just that. It's your unique position in the world. And when everyone's a coach, and when everyone's a trainer, and when everyone's a wellness professional, what makes you different? So those are some questions that you need to ask, because that makes the core element. Now, you already have this in place. Okay, Emilio. So now what, Captain Obvious? I have this together. And by the way, it may come up right away when you begin to answer these questions, or it may take you a week to two, or even a month to wrap your head around those questions. Whatever it takes, invest the time and energy, because what happens now, you're going to have clarity, right? Now you have clarity. And now the third part and final part to the personal branding conversation is this. Where do I share? Where do I distribute this? In 2024, we have Captain Obvious. All right. We have platforms. We have social media. We have podcasting. We have stages. And we have books. We have clothing. And I know that some of you may not be able to see this, but I'm wearing my hat. Look, everywhere I go, my hat says I'm a speaker. My shirt says AMA. My mugs say AMA. Personal branding. There's no mistaking. Now, something that I love that I'm seeing now that we help authors with. For example, I'm going to give you a big tip here. You're on social media, whatever your colors of your brand is. For example, if you're with women and you're working with domestic violence, you should, I don't know if you know this, but purple is the color for domestic violence. Why not inject that in all your conversations? So when you're giving likes and hearts, go get a purple heart. And now you begin to build your presence. That's how people are doing it. We've helped over 100 authors and speakers. Now I'll give you, for example, Raul Marin. He's the wise wolf. I said, Raul, your brand is black, and then he's got this beautiful orange color, right? And we go ahead now. When you see Raul Marin, I know it's him. Why? Because he posts his heart. We helped Gigi, aka Gigi Judith Diaz. Her brand is black and white. Whenever you see her show up on social media, what does she do? She takes a black and white heart. And I'm asking you the same thing. I use a blue heart. Amen. Hey, is that Nick? All right, blessings. So see, there's many ways that you can go ahead and build your presence online. And by the way, here's a big thing that I want you to understand and take away as our time is coming to a close here, is that when it comes to branding and positioning, it's rarely never about the product. It's about owning real estate in the mind. I'm going to prove it to you. It's about you owning real estate in the mind. When I say to you, just do it. Yeah, I know. I can hear someone say Nike, right? And if I go down the line, right? If I go down the line, depending on the generation, that's what companies do. So it would be business suicide for anyone starting a company to go ahead and say, my logo, my tagline is going to be just do it. It's suicide, because someone already owns real estate. When I say FedEx, when I say just do it, right? When you absolutely need to deliver it overnight, you're thinking FedEx. And we can go on and on and on. So I want you, as you're crafting your message here on personal branding, think about the real estate in the mind, not just a cute product. Hey, your abilities are infinite. It's mine. Amen. I love that. You see that? Your abilities. I love this. So I need you to understand that your personal branding really is your business DNA. It's like a fingerprint. It has to be unique. Even here in this conference where I'm at, there's probably 50 coaches, right? Many of them are in the wellness space. Many of them are professionals. But what makes us different? It all begins and ends with personal branding. So I am so blessed for this opportunity that we are now here together. And I want you to understand, you've got to get attention. You've got to put attention. You know how they say in real estate? Location, location, location. In today's market, In this digital age, you've got to do what it takes to stand out among your counterparts. Call them competitors, call them what you will. But once you get clear and definite on this message, attention for your social media, attention for your podcast, attention for your books, attention for your clothing, attention, attention, attention. Listen, my name is Emilio Roman. I'm the CEO of the Co-Author Network. I'm blessed to have this opportunity for you to be here. So please go to emilioroman.com or the amaspeaker.com. And I can't wait to support you on this journey of writing your books and getting on stages.
Thank you for engaging with this session of Thrive. As we continue with our next speaker, remember the insights and strategies shared are steps towards your transformative journey this year. Stay connected for more empowering talks. The Connected Leaders Academy is committed to your ongoing journey of growth and excellence. Remember, this journey is just beginning. Let's keep the momentum going. Join our community at www.connectedleadersacademy.com.